Hello,
Hello,
hello.
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 Well, welcome everyone. Today we have a special guest. We have Jen, who has been with us for almost 12 weeks now in the Mastery Circle. So, welcome, Jen.
Thank you. It's good to
Yeah,
be here with you guys.
three
Yeah.
Jennies. Isn't that fun?
Yeah. You do not have to be a Jen, Jenny, or a Jennifer in order to be part of the Mastery Circle. It just happens to be that we all have the same first name. There you go.
Yes. All born in the same time frame. So that must have been the name around that time. So
That was
there
Yeah.
the
you
name of that decade.
go.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
So,
Tell us a little bit about yourself, Jen, and what brought you to the Mastery Circle.
Well, I have always been the bit of the procrastinator, even when I was in high school, college, when I did my master's program. I always felt like I worked better under pressure. I would put things off, or legitimate things would come up in life that it pushed things to the last minute. I was that one that I could stay up, I could get it done. I'd stay up until 3, 4 in the morning. You know what? I can do it. I work great under pressure. So I started proving to myself, oh, well, I can get it all done. I'll just, it's okay. I'll put it off. I'll put it off. And then here I was back against the wall. The world has the drop on me, and I'm just dreading having to do X, Y, or Z. But I get in there, grind my knuckles, and proof again that I work so great under pressure. Yeah, I can do this. Not thinking about the weeks, days leading up to that, feeling like, oh, like the weight of the world is on my shoulders, because it's like the impending doom that I knew was just, it's waiting. Like when I turned 40, when I was 32, I'm like, I'm going to be 40. And yeah, in 8 years, but it's waiting. I see it. It's out there. So what this mastery circle has really helped me with is organizing some things, putting things on a done list, things I never even knew that I wasn't giving myself credit for. And it was feeling like I'm just going to put the things that I really want to do, because I wasn't looking at them like I wanted to do it. It was a need. It was a have to. Well, that didn't feel good. So I waited and I wait and I wait.
Mm-hmm.
But the waiting gave weight every day, more weight, more weight. I wasn't always enjoying my days, and I was like, ugh, not really thinking about, well, yeah, because I have all this crap on my shoulder. And what the Mastery Circle did was it allowed me to start slowly putting those things down, acknowledging and having accountability. You know what? The big elephant is a big elephant coming at me. But when you can take it, it's the cliches. You take small bites every day. But what I didn't realize what the Mastery Circle has taught me is that those small bites make you feel better every day. You feel accomplished, even though I wasn't doing big things. And I mean, I'm not out there, I'm not in some neuroscience, or it wasn't some great revelation that I was having every day. But it was the little things that I thought I started feeling more joy, or there was room for more joy, because I was actually enjoying myself when I was in that thing, or in that event, or in that moment, or out to dinner, or just playing a game with my husband and the kids. I felt good about doing it. I didn't feel like, oh, I didn't get this done today. I have all this stuff. How can I really have time to do this? Or and being invited over to a friend's house for game nights. I've gone over and played game nights with some of my friends more in the last couple of months than I have in the last couple of years.
and that's amazing. And you run several businesses and you
So
support your husband's business.
I do. I run 2 businesses. am involved in a third enterprise, in a third franchise business. And I run the back end, the admin stuff of my husband's business.
So you're juggling a lot of.
I'm juggling a lot of stuff, and I never gave myself credit either for juggling all of those things, because it's, oh, that's easy. Yeah, I can do that in 10 minutes. Or can you run over and pick up these things for this event, for that? Part of my business is event planning, and we have a charcuterie business. And it, in anything in and of itself, was really small and really simple. Why was I feeling so overwhelmed all the time? Why was I feeling like, and then when I did have time, you know what, I'm just gonna curl up and like take my dogs and do nothing. And because then I had no motivation.
Mm-hmm.
I had no energy. I was tired. I was spent all the time. I've also been battling some health issues, and I have an elderly mother that lives in another city that I drive 2.5 hours. I was going every week. And after a while, I was just always tired.
Mm-hmm.
And not that I was any less tired when I joined Mastery Circle, but what it did is it really helped me put all of these things in perspective. And it also helped me realize that you can have it all. You just can't have it all right now. And you can do
Darn it.
You just can't do it all right now, but you can still get everything done. And do the have-tos really, are those really have-tos?
Mm-hmm.
And taking an hour every day in these power hours. I'd never set aside an hour, not structured, to just get some stuff done.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always running around. Yeah, I've had lists here and there. You know, you got to go to the grocery store. You have something very specific that you have to accomplish. Sure, you'll write a list. I never really thought about writing a list for my life, or writing a list for that's what matters.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it helped me get perspective of the things that really mattered, without forgetting, you know, oh, I got to go get dog food. Dog's got to eat, you know, or, oh, well, could I add that to an Amazon ship where I can start offloading some of these things,
Mm-hmm.
automating some things, giving myself some time back. And then more importantly, how am I going to spend that time?
Yeah. So
I didn't know how to spend that time, but the hours every day in the Mastery Circle, it made me have to think about it. It made me have to be accountable. And I'm not that it made me, but I wanted this. I wanted that vibrancy kind of back. And boy, if this wasn't the ticket.
So would you say it was the 2 hours on Monday, because that's when we plan, or would you say it were the 4 power hours, or would you say it was the planner? I mean, what do you think was the biggest needle mover for you?
Well, without being too broad and saying they were all needle movers, the planner itself was a huge help, because, you know, yeah, you can go to Michael's and buy a planner. You can, you know, you can order one online, but this planner was really specific to the way that you just get stuff done. And so I printed it out and I used it, and I use it every day. And it's really simple in its structure, but it has a flow to it. And when you come into the Mastery Circle and you have that 2 hours of planning time, you have the opportunity to use the planner the way that it was intended. And then to also hear how others are using it.
Yeah, because we make it our own. Yeah.
Because it's your own. I mean, at the end of the day, like I said, it's simple, but that this circle has helped. You know, I might not use it the exact same way that Jenny W. or, you know, Jenny E. or anyone else in the group might use it. We all have different lives and specific things. But the basic elements were an affirmation, a done, and a note section. Maybe not any different than too many other planners, other than the way that you put it together made sense for the way that you can get things done. So probably the biggest needle mover, honestly, for me, were the 1 hour power hours.
Mm. That's typical. That's what we hear. It's those power hours.
And again, not that it was anything. Sure, could anyone go put an hour on their calendar? But like the human brain just wants to take, because it's still like you don't have that accountability.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not that I, fear you guys.
We are chasing after you. It's like, where are you?
It's just the opposite. It's like, that not that someone is depending on you, but that there is that account of, even if you are a structured, disciplined person, I would say that these power hours are still helpful. Because even a disciplined, structured person, they might put it on their calendar, but even the most structured, disciplined person still has life go on. They still have things pop up. Mm-hmm. Are they going to, move that? Are they going to change it? Yes, there were a few, I think 2 or 3 times where I couldn't make a power hour, but what it made me do is it made that important. It made me make myself important for that hour. So when something was going to come up, I'd say, no, I have a call. I have a meeting.
Well, it's the same thing like putting workout. I mean, you can block out the time on your calendar to work out, but if you're not meeting someone or you're not being held accountable, it's real easy to go, we'll start tomorrow.
Right.
So it's showing up because we're going to be there. It's the accountability part, right? Mm-hmm. Jen, do you have any questions?
Yeah, no, I mean, that is great. I mean, one thing you've alluded to a couple times that I thought be interesting to hear how your own personal boundaries have evolved over the past 12-ish weeks, because I've watched it from my seat and curious what your thoughts are.
Huge.
Okay.
Huge.
Yeah, we've seen it.
Because I'd never, not that never, I think it's very rare that, especially as women, that we put ourselves first. We invest in ourselves first. We invest in our children. We invest in our husbands. We invest in our parents. We invest in maybe other relationships or friendships. We'll put those things first because that matters, right? Someone needs us, or and with children, it's legitimate, but it does cause us, more specifically me, I never really put myself in that category and said, well, no, now I would certainly look for it in other areas of my life, which that's a whole other show. Mm-hmm. But it certainly started making me realize, when you invest in yourself, when you make the space and the time for yourself, there's growth in that, and you feel good about it. And so it definitely, in other areas of my life, I found myself more not just always rushing to the immediate need or saying yes if someone even if it's something good and something fun. Oh, do you want to go to a concert? Do you want to do this? Do you want to go to dinner? Oh, yeah. And then because I like to view myself as a dependable person, I'd be killing myself to go do something that, yes, I wanted to do and is legitimately fun. But I'm like, how did I not create that boundary? Why did I say yes? Why did I feel like, why did it not even enter into my mind to do the most simplest thing and say, you know what, let me check my calendar. I'd love to go. Let me make sure that I can do that.
Yeah. And
then go and look and be like, oh, well, I got this. Well, I'd love to go, but I'm going to be dog dead tired. Or I don't really know if I want to drive 20 minutes.
Yes.
I might go another time.
Yeah.
Hey, Susie, love to make it. Nope, I can't this time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, keep me in mind the next time you do X, Y, or Z.
Yeah.
Why did I not think about having the faith that, oh, okay, yeah, sure, Jen. Again, it went back to, why was I not investing in myself?
Mm-hmm.
You know? And so
You
these
had
4 hours helped with that a lot. And it helped me create the boundaries, and not in a mean way. You're like, no, that's my time. No, it may, but there were a few times where I was like, no, no, no. This is my time because I want to do these things.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I've made the time and the space for it. So it helped me get a little bit of a taste for what that feels like. And then when you transfer it into other areas of your life, it felt really good to say no.
Mm.
You know, it felt really good it didn't, if a friend says, oh, I'm disappointed you can't be there. Well, let me share that with you. I know I'm really disappointed I can't do it either, but thank you so much for the invitation.
Mm-hmm.
And then everybody kind of walks away feeling good. They know that I really, am going to miss doing that. They appreciate that I had wanted to go, but couldn't. And then everybody walks away happy, not feeling bad or guilty.
Yeah. So how much did you get done? Did you get a lot done over these 12 weeks?
I got quite a bit done. I got more done than I had ever given myself credit for. And I'll just say this, some of the done stuff to some people would feel like, well, that's not getting anything accomplished. Well, if you're completely result driven in your entire life, which means I think you're a masochist and a narcissist, but if there is no joy, if there is no fun, if you are only because some of my done stuff was, I watched 3 episodes of this series that I really wanted to watch.
Yeah, because we talk about self-care a lot in Mastery Circle because most entrepreneurs are result driven. I mean, it's why we're entrepreneurs. But if we don't take care of ourselves, then we're going to end up face down on the couch with a bag of potato chips or whatever
and a bottle of Jack Daniels next to you.
Right.
I mean, and that's not a good look for anyone.
No. And it's not good for anyone to check out for 2, 3, 4 days when all you need is like a little bit of time to recharge. And so part of our planning is what fun are we going to have this week too? It's not just all work.
And that's what I got in the 2 hours. You can plan, you can plan some of your fun, not down to the, gnat's butt, but there's I found I was sticking things in there that were totally for my enjoyment and totally personal,
yeah.
And, and then Jenny E can relate to this when this started in a little bit before the Mastery Circle, but it carries in. I would find that my brain would find the most ridiculous things to go do instead of handling a 10-minute phone call with the insurance company or a 5-minute research to just go find that information to find out where do I go and, pay for my registration in my county where I don't have to wait in a long line. Simple stuff. But no, I'm like, my brain would look around for other things, and I find myself in the backyard picking up dog poop. So I'm thinking, really, Jen, do you really want to go pick up dog crap versus just making that 10-minute phone call?
Yeah,
and then you're done. No,
we use our power hours for phone calls, for errands. I mean, like today, I'm going to actually I'm going to check in and say, this is what I'm doing. And I'm going to go run an errand. So these power hours are used for however you need them. It's your hour to get shit done.
And I was just going to say that, like, one time I think I was running to Home Depot. I had not had any other time to go do it. Hey, I have this 1 hour. Let me go and run and do that, or go drop that thing off at the post office. Or sometimes the power hours are all business related. Sometimes they're purely personal. Sometimes it's just like, you know what, I am running out of underpants and socks. I need to go throw this in the laundry
Yeah.
before I'm
However you need them.
for the 1980s granny's panties, because I've run out. So it is those mundane things, but also some of the bigger ticket items that,
Mhm.
you know, I got to file this, or I have to get this work stuff done, or, you know, so it's been super helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I know you're juggling a number of hats and business roles, but I know you've been working a lot on your social grazes business. That's been a very primary focus for you during the 12 weeks. Can you give us a picture of from where you started to where you are now, as far as how much you've been able to accomplish and what results?
Yes. So when we started this, we almost started even the concept. We started the concept of social grazes back in October, November. But at the same time Mastery Circle started was when we actually started taking the concept into something real and tangible. So this couldn't have happened this couldn't have aligned and happened at a better time. So social grazes, we literally just got our legal entity set up, sent out trademark. I mean, started doing these things at the very beginning. So it went from, oh, I just like to make these really pretty charcuterie boards, and I'm pretty good at doing it. And on the cost saving side, but we had nothing when this 12 weeks started. So I did research, figured out how to design, create, build, or order a cart. Went through design concepts for that, looked up these power hours, gave me the opportunity to look up menu items and things that were being sold for different prices in this little industry across the country and locally also, which luckily we found a lot of people don't have this business concept where I am. So it helped me design menus, prices, be able to these power hours. And outside the power hours, we were starting to get building all of the physical things that we needed, and then started registering and submitting our tax and permits with local restaurant suppliers. And so now we have our cart, our very first cart. We have it set up. We're about to start taking pictures this week for our social media. And we've already booked 2 events, we've booked 3 events. We've already had 2, which gave us a little bit of a seed money to start doing some things with social grazes. And we're going to start a launch on Instagram and with a local wine fest here in Austin to get some bookings for it. So over that 12 weeks, I mean, we went from literally having nothing, just having a concept and an idea of me and my crazy business partner that thinks all things can be done, you know, overnight, to planning and to seeing what a time frame is really going to look like for us. And now after just this 12 weeks, we have one more booking that we're doing in May, and we're getting our social media launch ready to go, hopefully by June 1st. So it's come a long way in the 12 weeks.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I would have been able to do all of that without having this space and without having this mastery circle, because I probably would be running around like a chicken with my head cut off. Would I have gotten it done? Sure. But not in the more calm, almost organic way that it happened.
That's amazing. That is amazing.
It's fun to watch. So we have a little bit of a surprise for you. We have watched the struggles and the success, and we have decided to give you which award?
Shift happens.
Award.
Shift happens award. I'm sorry, I went completely blank.
I was like, she needs a drum roll here.
Yes, I do. I need a drum roll. Shift happens
Shift
award.
happens. I love that.
You
Yeah.
have had the biggest mind shift that we have watched in 2 rounds of Mastery Circle, of being able to put those boundaries up and being able to say, not right now, but I can do this later. So it is why we believe you've been able to take a concept and bring it all the way to launching. Y'all are doing it.
You're a legit business. You're collecting money, making bookings. Like, the
I
sky's
know.
the limit. But you
But
did
we
it
had a
all
bank
through.
account.
Yeah, I mean, you did it all through all the ups and downs of life, juggling the different business hats that you do, and you just rolled with the punches, but stayed focused on the one goal. And like Jen said, like, the growth in being willing to say no to people, to ask people to step up and take care of some stuff, and being willing to let go of that yourself, like, all of those things, huge, huge. And it's only going to multiply going forward. So
Yeah.
it's been a pleasure to watch.
Yes.
Well,
So
thank you, guys.
you'll get your official award next Monday at the celebration.
Woohoo.
And we've enjoyed having you, and you will be staying on through the next round. So
Absolutely.
it's going to be fun to watch, because God knows what else you're going to dream up to do, but it's been fun. And when we see you guys succeed, it fills us up and keeps us going as well. So
Well, I
your
can't thank you guys
success,
enough for everything that you've done and that you've done for me. And this has just been a really great experience. Really great experience. And one I absolutely look forward to continuing, because momentum is momentum. And just because the 12 weeks is over doesn't mean you just roll into the next thing, and you just keep that momentum going. And I don't want to lose that.
all right. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for trusting us. And
You're
we'll
welcome.
see you in the circle.
We'll see you in the circle.
Bye, guys.
Bye, ladies.